Realistic ba yan? Paano kung ang impeachment ay laban sa mataas na opisyal na kayang-kayang magtago ng ebidensya o manakot ng mga potential witness? Bakit humaba yata ang checklist ng proteksyon para lang sa impeachable officials? Samantalang ang taong bayan na nagtatanong,
Sapagkat it was not based on my own speculation. It was based on my long practice as a litigation lawyer. Wala pa po akong nakitang isang unanimous decision. Ewan ko lamang po kung merong magbo-volunteer ngayon na abogado in the last 40 years na sinasabi ang isang unanimous decision na ang karakter niya ay sinabi na ab initio, void ab initio, unconstitutional, violative of due process. Maybe if we can speculate that all the members of the Supreme Court, after the filing of the motion for reconsideration, will resort to their worst, will resort to the worst angels of their nature. Maybe, baka ganun lang. What do we expect? We expect that 8 of them will reverse themselves altogether? Kung sakasakali naman po na in-archive natin or whatever word is applicable at sinabi, under miraculous circumstances, sinabi ng Supreme Court, we are all reversing ourselves. E di continue natin. Anong problema? Pero kagaya po na sinasabi ko kanina, Mr. President, ang pagkakaluto nga po hilaw eh. Ipinipilit po ngayong ipakain sa Senado ang isang bagay na hilaw. Paano? Sinabi po ba ng Supreme Court na wag na kayong mag-impeach? Hindi po. Binigyan po tayo ng guidelines. Alam po ba ninyo kung bakit binigyan na ng guidelines ng Supreme Court kung paano mag-impeach? Kasi po, Mr. President, if you recall, the Supreme Court issued a notice on July 8, 2025, requiring at least 11 information from the House of Representatives and the Senate. The Senate made a manifestation na wala po kaming maibibigay sapagkat lahat po niyan ay makukuha ninyo sa House of Representatives. Alam po ba ninyo na 4 sa hinihingi ng Supreme Court ay nandun po sa puso ng due process? Ano po yung hinihingi? Sinabi lamang po ng Supreme Court, pwede bang ibigay nyo sa amin kung lahat ng miyembro ng House of Representatives ay binigyan ninyo ng kopya at kailan? Pwede bang ibigay nyo sa amin ang timing kung kailan nyo ibinigay at binigyan, kung paano nyo sila binigyan ng pagkakataong mabasa yung impeachment complaint? Pwede nyo bang ibigay sa amin kung every article of impeachment ay nakalagay doon ang mga dokumento na nagpapatibay ng artikulo? Pwede nyo bang ibigay sa amin kung nagkaroon sila ng pagkakataon talaga na mabasa yung impeachment complaint? Alam po ba ninyo kung anong sagot ng Solicitor General in behalf of the House of Representatives? Ito po yung sagot nila.
Bago tayo mag-umpisa, baka pwede nyong i-like ang video na to. Malaking bagay ang like sa aming mga content creators. Maraming salamat po.
Yun guys, magandang araw sa inyo. It's me again, Boy Sardin sa membro ng Bonateros Vloggers. Mga kababayan, kita nyo yung preview. Si Risa Hontiveros Virus, napakagaling. Napakagaling bumasa ng script. Scripted talaga si Madam. Ang galing ng mga attorney to, no? Kung sumulat, talagang parang attorney. Hindi, attorney talaga yung sumusulat niyan. Pero yung nagbabasa, nag-aato-attorneyhan at nagmamagaling-magalingan. So ayun, sinupalpal ni mapakagaling nating senador na si Senator Marcoleta. At si Risa, nasampal ng katotohanan. Ganon din si Soto. Si Soto sa Itbulaga, na parang attorney, na bumabasa rin ng script at pilit nilang dinidepensa si Tamba para sa impeachment ni BP Sara. So ayun na nga mga kababayan, nilabas na ni Senator Marcoleta yung kanyang pinag-aralan na talaga naman naaayon sa batas. At itong mga mga coups na to, ay pinipilit po nila yung kanilang kagustuhan na ma-impeach si BP Sara. Pilit pa nilang nagbabasa sila ng mga script na galing sa mga attorney nila na mga wala rin namang mga alam sa batas, at pilit nila na binabaliktad. Pilit nilang inaangat yung kanilang katalinuhan kuno, no? Na para ang Supreme Court ay kanilang baliwalain. Pero sa batas, mananaig pa rin ang katotohanan. Ito si Gasa Belgas. Oh. So, kita niyo mga kababayan, no? Yung mga script na binabasa ni Risa Hontiveros, talagang walang pinapakawalan. Talagang babasahin niya talaga na talagang para siyang napakatalino. Nag-i-English pa kuno. Ha? At ay talagang yung kanya mga script ay talagang pang-professional. Professional squatter. At ito si Soto naman, talagang magaling din, magaling magbasa na parang nag-graduate ng attorney rin. So mga kababayan, kita nyo naman si Attorney Marcoleta, nag-aral ng abogado at sinusunod niya lang yung batas na nakasulat at nasasaad sa saligang batas. Ganun yun. Ang sabi nga ni Senator Attorney Marcoleta, abi maghintay na lang kayo ng 6 months. Wala namang problemang impeach yung aming Vice President. Sumunod kayo sa batas, no? Ba't pagigil na gigil kayo sa impeachment? Gawin nyo lang yung nararapat at naaayon sa batas na tamang impeachment. Kayo nagsampa kayo ng mga impeachments, 4. Diyos ko naman, saan ba kayo kumukuha ng katalinuhan? Katalinuhan ba ni Tambayan o mga kabobohan nyo talaga yan? So ganito mga kababayan, pagdating pakabain itong ating reaction salita ni Boy, panoorin nyo muna kung paano supalpalin at paano ipahiya ni Senator Marcoleta itong mga nagdadunong-dunungan, nagtatalitalinuhan, nag-atorninihan, pero scripted lang din naman. So ipi-play ko to mga babae, at kung nagustuhan nyo po itong ating video, sana mapanood nyo hanggang sa dulo, at pag nagustuhan nyo, paki-like naman, at kung hindi ka pa nakasubscribe kay Boy Sardinas, gagawin mo lang, click mo lang gayon, tapos huwag mong skip yung ads para nakakatulong tayo sa mga babae natin na pag tayo nagcha-charity works, no? At ay laban lang, Attorney Marcoleta. Dito lang kami sa likod mo at kami naniniwala sa katalinuhan mo. Diyan sa mga kalaban na yan, hayaan mo na yan. Ganyan talaga pag mga bayan. Ay, ito. Yung kasi sinasabi ni Senator Marcoleta, hindi nagkaroon ng pagkakataon na basahin ng mga kongresista yung mga pinirmahan nila noon dati. Hindi na talaga babasahin yan, Senator Marcoleta. Bayad nga ay kahit naman ako. So, sige, aba 150 million. Hindi ko nababasahin yan. Kahit basahin ko pa yan, pipirmahan ko yan kasi bayad ako. Gayon yun. Ay, nay. O, ganito mga babayan, play mo na yan, boy. I-play ko na to. Panoorin mo sana ang full video. Let's go!
Baka division lang yan, 5 lang yun. Hindi po
No,
bank
Mr.
yun.
President, to reiterate
Yes, but I am
sa
asking for
dalawang
qualification,
halimbawang
Mr. President,
binigay ko
whether
po
these are bank
on
decisions
MR.
or decisions by a division. Dali
Bank
po.
decisions po ito. Ay, hindi po.
Whether or
I am
not the
replying to the
decisions
question.
are characterized by the following qualifications. 1. Unconstitutional, void ab initio, violative of due process. All these are present in those jurisprudence and cases as you said.
Ito ang balita ngayon. Trending at pinag-uusapan ngayon sa mundo ng social media. Ang di umano'y balitang sadyang tunay na ang lahat talaga ay may hangganan. Matapos naglabas ng hatol ang Korte Suprema na tila tuluyan ng binasura ang impeachment complaint laban sa Vice President na si Sara Duterte, na tila hindi matanggap ng lahat ng mga kumakalaban sa Vice President ang desisyon ng Korte Suprema kaugnay sa impeachment complaint. At Senate Blue Ribbon Committee Chairman na si Rodante Marcoleta tahasang pinatunayan na tama ang hatol ng Korte Suprema at dapat sundin ng Senado sa kanyang isinagawang privilege speech sa deliberasyon ng Senado sa impeachment trial laban sa Vice Presidente na si Sara Duterte. Detalyadong binuking ni Senator Marcoleta ang mali-maling impeachment complaint na ginawa ng HOR. Binanatan rin ni Senator Marcoleta ang Solicitor General. Aniya ay nagsisinungaling ito sa Supreme Court. Narito naman ang naging komento ni Tio Moreno. Senator Rodante Marcoleta privilege speech on the impeachment case against Vice President Sara Duterte. In his privilege speech, Senator Rodante Marcoleta firmly declared that the impeachment case filed against Vice President Sara Duterte is void ab initio, unconstitutional unconstitutional, beyond the jurisdiction of the Senate, and should be dismissed outright. Senator Marcoleta emphasized that the Supreme Court did not rule on the merits of the case. Instead, it declared the entire impeachment complaints unconstitutional and violative of due process and the one-year bar rule, primarily because the House Representative HOR failed to follow its own internal rules. In connection with the two petitions filed before the ESC, the House was asked about the status of three other impeachment complaints filed on December 2, 4, and 19, 2024. The HOR responded that these were merely archived. Marcoleta questioned this, pointing out that the archiving is not part of the procedure under Rule 2, Section 3 of the House Rules, which mandates that the complaint must be immediately referred to the Speaker of the House. However, records show that the Secretary General referred the complaints to the Speaker only on February 5, 2025, 2 months after their filing. Marcoleta raised a critical question: is that considered immediate referral? Moreover, while the complaints were recorded in the journal, they were not included in the order of business as required by the Constitution. It should be included in 10 business days. By the 11th session day, session 36, this omission became a clear violation. Senator Marcoleta enumerated at least 3 major violations committed by the HOR. First, violation of the one-year bar rule. Second, violation of due process. And third, failure to include the complaint in the order of business. Marcoleta invoked the Francisco versus HOR case, stressing that the impeachment complaint must be referred to the Committee on Justice, not directly transmitted to the Senate as was done in this case. This bypass of procedure constitutes another constitutional violation. He also warned against isolating Rule 4, Section 14 from Section 2, underscoring that the rules must be read and followed in their entirety, not selectively. Marcoleta further questioned the validity of the verification in the impeachment complaint. The last page merely stated, "Subscribed and sworn to before me on this blank day of February 2025. He argued that this does not meet the standards of proper verification as required by Section 3, Paragraph 2, which mandates that the complainant must personally verify and affirm that they have read the contents of the complaint. What the HOR submitted, according to Marcoleta, resembled a defective jurant, something carelessly done. Parang kokopyahin na lang, hindi pa nakopya ng maayos. Because of this lack of verification, the document should be treated as an unsigned impeachment complaint. To drive this point home, Marcoleta liked the impeachment complaint to sinaing na hilaw, half-cooked rice. The impeachment complaint is legally and procedurally flawed. It must be dismissed immediately.
Of the good gentleman from Taguig and Pateros. Yung akin po ay
The lady may proceed.
susog doon kay Senator Lacson ng mga punto.
But Your Honor,
It's
the
not an
chair-
interpellation yet, Mr. President. I follow up point to the point of Senator Lacson. If the
lady may
and
proceed.
the gentleman. Thank you, Mr. President. And with the indulgence, as I said, of the good gentleman from Taguig and Pateros, nabanggit na rin po, Mr. President, pareho ni na Senator Lacson at Senator Pangilinan, yung usapin ng tayo ba, Senate or Senate Impeachment Court ba? So this is a point of inquiry, actually, a brief point of inquiry, Mr. President, related to the motions at bar now. The question presented to the body is related to an ongoing impeachment case, which is within the jurisdiction of the impeachment court. Should we not first have the newly elected senators take their oaths as senator judges and convene as an impeachment court? I note, Mr. President, that the Supreme Court decision is not yet final. As colleagues have mentioned, a motion for reconsideration has been filed by the House of Representatives, and the court itself, the Supreme Court, has given 10 days for the Vice President to comment. So yung point of inquiry ko nga po, Mr. President, hindi po ba dapat pasumpain na muna ng presiding officer with us convened as an impeachment court, yung mga bagong halal na senador para makapag-convene po tayo bilang impeachment court at i-treat yung mga motions at bar. Salamat po, Mr. President. And to the good gentleman from Pampanga. Gusto ko lang pong bigyan ng point of information, sagot dun sa tanong ng good gentleman mula sa Tarlac, that in fact, the Supreme Court has reversed a unanimous decision
in a lot of instances before. Dalawa lang po ang ibibigay kong halimbawa. League of Cities of the Philippines versus COMELEC. Original decision 2008, reversal on motion for reconsideration 2009. Isa pa pong halimbawa, International Service for the Acquisition of Agri-Biotech Applications Inc. o ISAA et al. Versus Greenpeace Southeast Asia. Original decision, unanimous, December 8, 2015. Reversed unanimously on MR din, July 26, 2016. So, hindi lang po tulad nung sinabi ni Minority Leader na there's always a first time, it has happened before. So, yung ganitong klaseng milagro na hinahanap, posibleng mangyari din po dito sa kasong pinag-uusapan natin. Malay po natin. Salamat po, Mr.
Noted.
President. Salamat
Mr.
sa good
President,
gentleman
may I know
from Tarlac.
from
And
the
entered
good
into the
senator,
record. Senator Marcoleta.
may I know from the good senator if these decisions are bank decisions or divisions?
Yes, Mr. President, unbanked decisions po.
Well, you have to cite the
I would gladly
jurisprudence.
cite the GR number po bang hinihingi, Mr. President?
Pagka sinabi pong bank, lahat po ng members ng Supreme Court, 15 of them, unanimous.
To
Kasi po,
reiterate what
baka
I...
division lang yan, 5 lang yun. Hindi po
No,
bank
Mr.
yun.
President, to reiterate what I already said, mga ano po ito, mga reversal ng unanimous Supreme Court decisions.
Yes, but I am
At sa
asking for
dalawang
qualification,
halimbawang
Mr. President,
binigay ko
whether
po
these are
on
bank
MR.
decisions or decisions by a division. And whether or not they
Mr.
were
President,
characterized by...
sinabi ko rin na po kanina,
Sandali
unbanked
po.
decisions po ito. Ay, hindi po.
Whether or
I
not
am
the
replying to the
decisions
question.
are characterized by the following qualifications. 1, unconstitutional, void ab initio, violative of due process. All these are present in those jurisprudence and cases as you cited.
Mr. President, bagamat para itong yung pinag-uusapan natin kaninang operative facts, kanina simple lang yung tanong eh. May kaso na po ba na ang Supreme Court sa unanimous decision ay ni-reverse ang sarili nila? Ngayon may dinadagdag na tanong. Pero sige po, yung League of Cities of the Philippines versus COMELEC, the Supreme Court in its original decision in 2008, unanimously declared the cityhood laws unconstitutional. I will have to get more information po on the ISAA reversal of unanimous decision. Pero malinaw na mga sagot na po ito dun sa original na tanong. So the original assertion na hindi po natin alam kung na-reverse na ng Supreme Court ang sarili nila sa original na unanimous decision has fallen by the wayside. Kasi the Supreme Court, as I said already earlier, has reversed a unanimous decision unbanked in a lot of instances before. Yun lamang naman po, Mr. President.
Noted and entered
Salamat
into
po.
the records. Majority of law leaders.
Salamat po, Mr. President. In lieu of an interpellation of the good gentleman from Tarlac, I will be seconding a motion, Mr. President, preceded by a brief manifestation. Earlier, Mr. President, Senator Marcoleta said he refuses to speculate on reversal. But the good gentleman's own position is based on his own speculation that the SC will not reverse its decision. A tabling of the motion to dismiss, which is what I will second in a few minutes, Mr. President, a tabling of the motion to dismiss by the Senate today is not defiance of the Supreme Court. Wala pa nga po kasing final na decision. Kahit ang Korte Suprema po, iniintay pa ang comment ng VP. That is why I will be seconding the motion of the Minority Leader to table the motion to dismiss the impeachment complaint until the decision of the Supreme Court has attained finality. Tama po. We should exercise extraordinary prudence in this matter of transcendental importance. Still, I also wish to take this opportunity to express my thoughts at this crucial moment for our chamber. Mr. President, I agree and I continue to respect the Supreme Court. Hindi po magbabago iyan. But, Mr. President, hindi naman po ibig sabihin ng respeto ay pananahimik. Lalo na kapag inisip natin kung gaano kalaki ang nakataya dito. Magkaiba rin yung rumerespeto at yung bulag. Kaya naman, I will not be choosing silence, nor will I be turning a blind eye in the face of clear and unmistakable injustice. I am encouraged by the words of brave professors of the UP College of Law who in 2010 issued a sharp critique of a Supreme Court decision, Vinuya versus Executive Secretary, which said,
The court cannot regain its credibility and maintain its moral authority without ensuring that its own conduct, whether collectively or through its members, is beyond reproach. So, in the context of the SC decision, Duterte versus House of Representatives, I believe we need to shed light on some concerns which former justices and constitutional framers themselves, some of whom are here this afternoon, Mr. President, have underscored. Una, the Supreme Court decision was based on critical factual errors. At binanggit na rin po ito ni Minority Leader. And this has since been pointed out by no less than retired Senior Associate Justice Antonio Carpio. For example, the decision said that the February 5 impeachment complaint was transmitted to the Senate without a plenary vote in the House. A simple check of the records, specifically House Journal number 36, shows that this is false. Walang haka-haka. Those official records are plain for anyone to see. Sabi tuloy ni retired Chief Justice Renato Espuno, na siyang chairman ng Philippine Constitution Association, the Supreme Court was faced with a famine of facts necessary to make a decision invulnerable to constitutional assaults. Pangalawa, actions already taken under a prior and valid interpretation should be recognized as legally effective. Yan naman ay mula kay retired Justice Adolf Ascuna. The House of Representatives was operating under the regime of the legal doctrines in Francisco and Gutierrez, which held that the initiation of impeachment proceedings begins from referral. Kung unconstitutional pala na sundin ang legal doctrines, in the words of Justice Ascuna, that is legally unfair. Paano nga naman unconstitutional kung sinunod lang nila ang patakaran ng mismong Korte Suprema? Dagdag pa po, sa isang desisyon nitong 2020 lamang, Madreo versus Byron, sabi ng korte na kung may pagbabago sa doktrina at interpretasyon ng batas, dapat prospective ang aplikasyon nito. At ang pangatlo at huling punto, mistulang nadagdagan ang requirements sa proseso ng impeachment na hindi naman nakasaad sa ating saligang batas. These new limitations, Mr. President, are not found in our fundamental law. Wala yan sa konstitusyon at kontra yan sa accountability. One disturbing example, sabi ng desisyon, kailangan daw na isumite na ang bawat ebidensya laban sa opisyales sa pag-file pa lang ng complaint sa House. Dapat ba naka-attach na ang bawat bank slip, public record o testimonya ng witness na ihaharap kahit wala pa silang proteksyon ng Senate Impeachment Court? Ang tanong tuloy ng marami, realistic ba yan? Paano kung ang impeachment ay laban sa mataas na opisyal na kayang-kayang magtago ng ebidensya o manakot ng mga potential witness? Bakit humaba yata ang checklist ng proteksyon para lang sa impeachable officials? Samantalang ang taong bayan na nagtatanong, na naniningil ng pananagutan, sila pa ang pinahirapan. Sila pa ang nadagdagan ang requirements. Ayon sa Korte Suprema, an official facing impeachment does not stand to lose fundamental constitutional rights such as life, liberty, or property. Hindi buhay, kalayaan, o pag-aari ang inihahabla sa impeachment. Kung ang usapan naman ay due process, hindi ba't ang mismong impeachment trial na nga ang mismong venue para doon? Maririnig ang dalawang panig. May ebidensya, may magdedepensa. That is due process. So what are we afraid of? At dahil nandito rin po sa gallery ngayon, Mr. President, ang isa sa mga constitutional commissioners na si Christian Monsod, di lalo po akong confident na mag-take exception sa isang sinabi kanina ng good gentleman mula sa Taguig at Pateros na dapat mahirap ang proseso ng impeachment. Kontra po doon ang pananaw ng Constitutional Commission kung mababasa po natin ang records ng deliberations ng komisyon, partikular sa panig ni Commissioner Regalado. Muli, patuloy nating nirerespeto ang Korte Suprema. Pero pwede mong respetuhin ang isang institusyon habang nagtatanong at pinag-uusapan ang kanyang desisyon. In Firestone Ceramics Inc. versus Court of Appeals, the court conceded that it is not infallible. Should any error of judgment be perceived, sabi nila, it does not blindly adhere to such error. In this jurisdiction, rectification of an error more than anything else is of paramount importance. In the 2010 letter that I mentioned earlier, the UP law professors said that the position of the Supreme Court as the final arbiter of all controversies requires competence and integrity completely above any and all reproach. A breach of these values, the professor said, does violence to the primordial function of the Supreme Court as the ultimate dispenser of justice. And the UP Law Dean who led that letter to the Supreme Court, walang iba po kundi ang nagsulat ng desisyon na ating pinag-uusapan. Dear Mr. President, dear colleagues, I believe this decision is of the highest public interest, whose consequences will echo through time and history. Maraming taon mula ngayon, pag-aaralan at hihimayin ito ng lahat. Mula sa mga estudyante, mga journalist, mga political analyst, mga academics, at higit sa lahat ng ating mga kababayan. One day, and this day will come, history will judge all of us based on our actions today, August 6, 2025. When history comes to remember, let's hope we stood where it mattered, that even in the face of doubt, we did what was right and just. With deep respect for the Supreme Court and all institutions of our country, Mr. President, I therefore second the motion to table the motion to dismiss the impeachment complaint until the decision of the Supreme Court has attained finality. Salamat po, Mr. President.
Mr. President, quick
Noted
reaction.
and entered into the records. Senator Marcoleta.
Mr. President, unang-una, yung sinabi ko pong speculative, sapagkat it was not based on my own speculation. It was based on my long practice as a litigation lawyer. Wala pa po akong nakitang isang unanimous decision. Ewan ko lamang po kung merong magbo-volunteer ngayon na abogado in the last 40 years na sinasabi ang isang unanimous decision na ang karakter niya ay sinabi na ab initio, void ab initio, unconstitutional, violative of due process. Maybe if we can speculate that all the members of the Supreme Court after the filing of the motion for reconsideration will resort to their worst, will resort to the worst angels of their nature. Maybe, baka ganun lang. What do we expect? We expect that 8 of them will reverse themselves altogether? Kung sakasakali naman po na in-archive natin or whatever word is applicable at sinabi, under miraculous circumstances, sinabi ng Supreme Court, we are all reversing ourselves. E di continue natin. Anong problema? Pero kagaya po na sinasabi ko kanina, Mr. President, ang pagkakaluto nga po hilaw eh. Ipinipilit po ngayong ipakain sa Senado ang isang bagay na hilaw. Paano? Sinabi po ba ng Supreme Court na wag na kayong mag-impeach? Hindi po. Binigyan po tayo ng guidelines. Alam po ba ninyo kung bakit binigyan na ng guidelines ng Supreme Court kung paano mag-impeach? Kasi po, Mr. President, if you recall, the Supreme Court issued a notice on July 8, 2025, requiring at least 11 information from the House of Representatives and the Senate. The Senate made a manifestation na wala po kaming maibibigay sapagkat lahat po niyan ay makukuha ninyo sa House of Representatives. Alam po ba ninyo na 4 sa hinihingi ng Supreme Court ay nandun po sa puso ng due process? Ano po yung hinihingi? Sinabi lamang po ng Supreme Court, pwede bang ibigay nyo sa amin kung lahat ng miyembro ng House of Representatives ay binigyan ninyo ng kopya at kailan? Pwede bang ibigay nyo sa amin ang timing kung kailan nyo ibinigay at binigyan, kung paano nyo sila binigyan ng pagkakataong mabasa yung impeachment complaint? Pwede nyo bang ibigay sa amin kung every article of impeachment ay nakalagay doon ang mga dokumento na nagpapatibay ng artikulo? Pwede nyo bang ibigay sa amin kung nagkaroon sila ng pagkakataon talaga na mabasa yung impeachment complaint? Alam po ba ninyo kung anong sagot ng Solicitor General in behalf of the House of Representatives? Ito po yung sagot nila. It is the position of the House that these matters pertain to its internal proceedings. which have always been regarded as beyond the jurisdiction and scrutiny of this honorable court. Sa Tagalog po, wala po kayong pakialam dito sa amin. Yung inihingi po ninyo, kami lang po yun. Para tinatanong lang naman po Binigyan nyo ba ng pagkakataon sila na mabasa? Bakit? Mahirap po ba sagutin yun? Ano pa po sinabi? This is especially because the matters referred to the preparation, circulation, and perusal of the impeachment complaint as well as its attachment are not governed by specific constitutional provision or the House rules. So dahil po wala sa Constitution at wala rin po sa House rules, ano po yun? Wardi-wardi na lang. So ibig sabihin talaga, kaya po pala ang dami kong kasama doon, wala talaga silang kopya. Ako nga po hindi nabigyan Bakit hindi po kinakailangan bigyan lahat? Baka sakaling, malay po ninyo, baka pumirma ako, hindi ba? Ito yung tinatanong po ng Korte Suprema. Kaya lang po siya nakapagbigay ng additional guideline. Sapagkat isip-isipin nyo, sasabihin sa Korte, wala nang pong masamang tinapay ang Korte. Pwede po malaman namin kung talagang nagkaroon ng pagkakataong mabasa man niya lang, ma-appreciate ang bawat dokumento na nakasalig dyan sa impeachment na yan. Para sa ganun, ay boboto siya sang-ayon sa kanyang sariling kagustuhan. Matibay ang gusto ng Korte Suprema. Gusto niyang makita na lahat ay dumaan sa kayusan. Hilaw nga po Mr. President. Kanina ko pa po pinaiintindi, hilaw. Ba't hindi po kayo magluto ng mas masarap na kanin? Para sa ganun po, hindi tayo mahirapan. Maghintay na lang po kayo ng 6 months. Pwede naman Ba't pinipilit po natin ang isang bagay na hilaw at pinipilit niyong ipakain sa atin? Mr. President, sabi ko po kanina, Mr. President, I am ready to amend my motion. Kung kinakailangan po, that will be consistent on the respect accorded to the Supreme Court. Kaya lamang po, kailangan nating umaksyon sapagkat kagaya po ng nalalaman natin, naghihintay ang taong bayan na kailangan magkaroon po ng closure ito sapagkat kapag ito will be hanging on the balance, baka hindi po mabutihin ng ating mamamayan. Yun lang naman po ang pinakapunto rito, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Marcoleta.
Mr. President.
What is the pleasure of the Minority Floor Leader?
Thank you, Mr. President. Caution is the word simply being put forth by this representation, Mr. President. Because again, sabi nga, wala pa raw siyang nakita. The distinguished gentleman from Tarlac, with due respect, said wala pa siya nakita na unanimous decision ng Supreme Court na baliktad. No? Again, I said, there's always a first time. Bakit ko sinasabi ito? I will quote the Supreme Court themselves. In De Pedro versus Romasan Development Corporation, GR 194751, July 1, 2015, I quote, Supreme Court nagsabi nito while the Supreme Court's decisions are immediately executory, they are not considered final until the lapse of the prescribed period without a motion for reconsideration or upon denial of such motion. Sila nga mismo nagsasabi na hindi final Ano ba naman ang masama na maghintay tayo na kung final na? For all you know, I might vote on the motion to dismiss. Hindi ba? If there is such a motion, because according to Senator Lacson, it does not exist in the Senate. It exists in the impeachment court. And what I'm being told is that it should be the defense, the lawyers of the defense who should pose that motion to dismiss, not a judge. I agree with Senator Lacson. There is no such thing as a motion to dismiss in the Senate. In the impeachment court, yes. Thank you, Mr. President.
Hindi po ba inamid na natin, Mr.
By the way,
President?
just one last point. Why did the Supreme Court ask Sara to comment? Kung final and executory na yan, bakit si Vice President Sara was asked to comment by the Supreme Court just a few days ago? Di ba? So, ibig sabihin, talagang pakikinggan pa nila. At baka sakali makita nila, dahil yung mga abogadong nakapaligid sa kanila, nagbigay sa kanila ng mga maling figures at maling impormasyon.
Mr.
By way of point-
President, kaya nga po nag-i-speculate tayo rito Hindi natin alam kung anong iniisip ng Supreme Court. Pero sa ngayon, sinabi po niya, immediately executory at tayo lamang po talaga ang pinagsasabihan niya. At tungkol naman po sa motion to dismiss na minodify ko na kung ayaw po ninyo, wala po akong magagawa. Pero may I invoke Section 135 of the Senate Rules. Ang sabi po rito, if there is no rule applicable to a specific case the precedents of the Legislative Department of the Philippines shall be resorted to.
At yun na nga mga kababayan, ano na ang masasabi mo? Kung mayroon kayong hinaing at komento patungkol sa balitang ito, please comment down below. Pag-uusapan natin yan sa comment section. At kung nagustuhan nyo ang video, ay huwag kalimutang mag-like at i-share na din para mas marami pang makaalam at umabot ito sa marami sa ating mga kababayan. Maraming salamat po.
Mabuti pa ang sardinas may label. Eh tayo, wala.
Nay, ito na yung bayad ko sa isa, ano? O, kunin mo yung isa. Isa muna, iyan, no? Tapos, isa pa, di ba? 4 dapat na sardinas, eh. Yan. 3 na. Pang-4 na sardinas. Okay na.